Mike here from Mike Builds. Wanted to do a tiny update on the Ranger. In the last video, I showed you guys we did a little test drive. Everything went smoothly. The truck ran great. However, we had a massive oil leak, and I'm not happy with that at all. So my original plan was maybe going to try to just drop the transmission and just do the rear main seal in it. But because of how bad the pan itself is leaking and because how hard it's going to be to get out of the truck with the engine in the truck because of where the K-member's at, I think I'm just going to pull the entire engine back out, flip it over. We're going to get a brand new OEM oil pan gasket, a brand new OEM rear seal, and that's it. We're just going to reseal this thing correctly. I'm going to use the best gaskets I can get, and hopefully we don't have this issue again. So I'm pretty excited. I don't want to have to take this all back apart, even though I just got it running again. But I think while it's apart, it's going to give me a chance to paint the manifolds. I just left the turbo attached, and there's the other manifold over there, the driver's side. So that one's a little bit crusty, so I might go ahead and paint those. And then I'm probably going to header wrap the crossover right where it goes under the crank pulley, just because it's really close. So I might throw some header wrap on that while I have it apart. But that's it. We're just going to do a couple, maybe other small things, maybe clean a couple small things up. But I didn't want to have to pull the engine out this soon. We can get this oil leak taken care of. I also need to put maybe another breather on this valve cover. This one already has a -10. So I need to put some more breathers, make a catch can system because I still don't have that. That's probably really important on a boosted engine. But that's it. So I'm working on, I kind of got all this stuff tonight after work. So we already got kind of a good jump on everything, starters out and everything. So tomorrow we just got to tackle the front accessories, water pump. I already got the coolant drained. Then we're going to pull the torque converter bolts, drop the trans back down, and that's it. So I got all the front accessories off, all the side stuff off, everything is off. The transmission is loose. I just got to get the transmission jack under there, get the transmission supported, connect the cherry picker to the engine, and then pull the transmission back. But first I got to kind of clean all this crap up because there's not really any room to pull the cherry picker out. So I'm kind of procrastinating that. I really just need to clean the garage. I need to get rid of that axle since I got the new 8.8 axle on there that needs to go in the backyard. That way we can build a go-kart or something out of it later. But anyways, I picked up a cam. So originally I was only going to run the stock cam in this, but it's got valve springs, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I wanted to go with the smallest cam you can get from Summit, or one of the smaller ones, which is the 8718 R1. And this is like a towing slash torque performance cam or something. I have one of those cams in another truck of mine, and it's a really good running cam. It has a small little low, and I really like how the engine runs with it. So we're going to try it out in this thing. Worst case, if I hate it, I can put the stock cam back in. But since we're pulling the engine out anyways, and we're having to reseal it, I'm going to go ahead and pull the balancer off, pull the front cover off, and I get the oil pan off to put the new oil pan gasket on it, and we're going to slap a cam in. So I'll show you guys how to do all that. We're not going to pull the heads off. We're going to pull the push rods out only, flip the motor over, spin the old cams, that way all the lifters fall in the trays, and that's it. We're going to pull the old cam out, put the new one in, time it, slap it all back together, and that's it. Hopefully when it goes back in the truck, we don't have to pull it out for any reason. If it seems like my videos are kind of random, now you kind of know why. I do an hour a night outside of work just to get my projects up and going, and you know, kind of go from there. So anyways, that's going to do it for this clip. So I'll see y'all in the next clip. I think next clip we're going to have the transmission out with the cherry picker hooked up, and then I'll set you guys up on a tripod and we'll yank this thing out. All right guys, it's the next day. We are going to work on the Ranger a little bit, but first I got to do a little bit of aluminum welding for a buddy of mine. He's got a turbo Corvette, so he needed me to weld this piece of charge pipe together. Very specific person when it comes to my hobbies, right? So I kind of jump around a lot, and you'll kind of notice that the more you watch my channel. If that's something you like, great. If not, I mean, is what it is. But just letting you know, like, the kind of scope of videos I'm going to be pushing out. I really want to do my best to push out more videos just to kind of keep the channel alive, because I've noticed when I post videos, the traffic to the channel grows up. So I am going to keep getting better and better at editing, and hopefully in the future we're going to have some more cooler projects to work on if you like tinkering with stuff. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to set you guys up, and we're just going to get this welded real quick. Nothing crazy. Change over our TIG torch to a aluminum setup, and then I got a new gas bottle, and I was trying to freaking thread the regulator on, and it started to cross thread. I was like, God dang it, my luck. But anyways, that's all good now. So I'm just gonna get suited up, and we're gonna get suited up, and we're gonna get all these pieces kind of tacked, and we're gonna clean everything really good and fully weld it. Hey boys. Ah, you. Oh, that's really hot. Hey, boss. Oh no, it's unloaded. Oh man, I did it again. Buggery. Okay. Not bad. Not good, but not bad. Ooh, that's hot. That's all done. Big. All right, so we got all that stuff welded up yesterday. Today's the next day. So now we're gonna get ready to pull the engine. So I think to start, we're gonna take this wheel off because the cherry picker's legs can't do that and reach the engine. So I'm gonna lift the control arm up, put a jack under there, and lower it back on the jack. Once it's all set and we're good, then we're gonna get the cherry picker set up, get a chain on it, and we'll go from there. This. What crap? Oh my god! This thing just made a huge mess of transmission. Jesus. Alright, so the game plan, obviously chained to the motor, the transmission's still attached, so what I'm going to do, alright, well it's kind of dark under here, but anyway, what I'm going to do is jack the engine up off the mounts with the trans still attached, Then we're going to put a jack stand and a big board underneath the trans pan. Then we're going to lower back down on that, and we're going to slowly remove all the bolts. That way the transmission's just going to be sitting on a stand. I'm out of breath. So that way the transmission's going to be sitting on the stand, and that's it. We're just going to get the motor off, leave it like that, and then when it goes back together, we'll just push it all together, bolt it all back up, lift it up, get the trans back off, and so on and so forth. That way we don't got to completely drop the trans. It doesn't have to be dropped. So that's it. We're going to go and do that real quick, and then we're going to get everything set up. All right, here we go. Again, pull this down. Done this a lot of times. Oh, there's blast. That's looking good. Do it, take it. Trying to yank out. Oh, that's all good. Yeah, the big hot noise. I'm stuck on. I can't tell. Okay. What do you guys think? So there's our engine dangling out of the truck. Here's what we're left with. So you can see I just left the trans sitting on a jack. So when it goes back together, I can just slide it and hopefully it doesn't fight me too bad. But I want to kind of clean all this up since I made it kind of a mess. Here's the engine in all its glory. So you can really see here, see how this is like kind of wet with oil. It's hard to tell, but this thing's puking out of something. So we're gonna get this up in a stand and tear the pan, the flex plate, and the rear cover off, and the front cover as well. All right, guys, so with the flex plate off, you can clearly see there's oil there, and there's oil puking out of that seal. So I don't know, maybe I didn't press this in the cover deep enough. So I already got a new seal coming, got a new oil pan gasket coming, so this is gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. In the next video, we're gonna put this on an engine stand, and we're gonna kind of do all the stuff we already talked about we're gonna do. Also, I got a new oil pressure sensor, so we can plug it into the Holly, so that's gonna be good to go. But that's gonna do it, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you got to the end, you're the best, and I'll talk to y'all later.